Hello and welcome to another episode of What Else is New. My name is Kelly Green. Let's jump right to it.
That we are no longer a democracy. The authoritarians right now have won. I don't know how many people are going to join me. I have no idea. It doesn't matter. I'm going to read this and hopefully people will understand.
Well, there you go. What a start, hey? I guess that's new. Democracy dead in the United States. That was Sandy Shellis from Environmental Coffee House, opening the show here today with her recent video, Democracy in the United States is Dead. Please check that out. I've got all the links to all these clips in the show description, so please check that out. On What Else is New, I go through about 20 or so, a couple dozen different open tabs that I have on my computer from the last couple days, trying to find some things that are new, some different perspectives, some things that caught my attention, etc. So check those out. Thanks for being here. And let's jump right into the next thing. This is a piece coming up from the Climate Emergency Forum. You might remember I've highlighted some clips from them lately, including in the last show, where one of their producers, Heidi, reached out to me, thanked me for including them in the show, and offered this suggestion to include in an upcoming show. So this is a little bit of a performance with Alex Carlin. He was in conversation with Paul Beckwith at the most recent COP29 meetings in Baku, Azerbaijan. Anyways, the most recent climate talks, Alex Carlin. Okay, let's hear a little bit of this. We'll listen to a bit and then we'll play it out the rest at the end of the show. And also, if you stick around close to the end, I'm going to show you something that is guaranteed to be both super, super old and very, very new. So it's going to be new to you, super old to the planet. Check it out. It's going to be awesome. You will not regret it. And in fact, I guarantee that if you don't find anything new in this entire video, I'll give you your like back or sub. You know what to do. Okay, here we go.
The reggae groove. Africa will be the leader. Africa will be the leader. Africa will be the leader in the climate solution today. Yeah, there's a climate solution today, and Africa's leading.
All right, Alex Carlin. So we're going to hear the rest of that song towards the end. Meanwhile, I'll show you what was about to come up on the show. We've got something from Democracy Now!, focusing in on Leonard Peltier's freedom from prison. We got a clip from CBC National. The resist list is here. F is for frustrated middle class. Ur-Fascism 6. I thought I would take a quick peek at this tiny channel, 40 subs, snarky positivity. There might be something interesting there. The Nobodies Will Rise. The character Oliver Anthony, I can't remember his real name, but Oliver Anthony delivers rallying cry to world leaders. That is pretty good. I'm featuring the activist agenda from Edmonton. Some good stuff on there, even if you're not from here. Brake pad dust. We're going to skip the next one because that's my surprise for later. Blood in the Machine. What are they talking about? Blood in the Machine. I think I highlighted some stuff. AI is in its empire era. I lost my highlights. Oh well. And then we've got Trump's America's in free fall, not a slippery slope to tyranny. Of course, Sandy spelled that out for us. And in the video that Sandy does, we showed the very beginning, and we're going to show the very end, but I want you to check it out because she reads the entire executive order from February 18th that essentially does away with all the checks and balances in the U.S. government from the way she understands it and the way I understand her explaining it to me. It's a mess. It's terrible. And that's where she's going to come up. And then at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Alex as an American musician, Alex Carlin, and we will leave the show there. So actually that's not too bad. That's not too much. Where is he at? I can still hear him. We're going to pause that. We're going to refresh it to come back. We're going to come back to Sandy a little bit later, I hope. Okay, as you know, if you've watched the show, I'm a fan of Democracy Now! And Amy Goodman's. Here's a piece from her program, Democracy Now! Program, Top U.S. and World Headlines, February 19th, 2025. Take it away.
Longtime political prisoner and Indigenous activist Leonard Peltier walked out of a Florida prison Tuesday morning after spending nearly half a century behind bars. That afternoon, he arrived back home in North Dakota on the tribal homelands of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa Indians to reunite with his family and community. Peltier spoke to supporters for the first time outside of prison.
We are not going to give up. We're going to win. We've been winning. We're going to continue to win. We're gonna stick together. We're gonna unite. As it is right now, we've been united all through indigenous countries, and we're gonna fight back. We're gonna continue until we are a free nation. I gave 50 years for that. You know, and I'm gonna give the rest of my life. So they have not broke me. I am not broken.
Well, how inspiring is that? They have not broke me, I am not broken. Leonard Peltier, upon release from prison after 50 years. Some odd. This is a little piece from his speech, I assume later on that day. This is excellent.
I'll make it. I'm proud of the positions I've taken to help fight for our rights, the survival. I was 13 years old in 1958 when they came to Turtle Mountains here, and they said that we got to be terminated. They were the second reservation for termination. The Menominee were the first one. I can honestly, happily, and proudly say I was at those demonstrations. I was there. I was supposed to be there. My dad didn't want me to be there, but I went anyway. And we stopped termination here for the Turtle Mountain Chippewa. I'm so proud of the showing and support you've given me. I got a hard time keeping myself from crying. I'm actually a stand believer that a strong warrior can't be up there crying in front of his people, so I'm not going to cry. But I want to say,
Man, it's making me a little misty. Leonard Peltier. Now I encourage people to check out the full, what have we got, 11-minute program on Democracy Now! I'm leaving all those links as well. This is through Breakthrough. What is it? Breakthrough. Anyways, check out all the links about Leonard Peltier being freed from prison. Very excellent story indeed. This next bit coming from Canada's national broadcaster, the Canadian Broadcast Corporation, on their nightly news. This, I believe, is a little bit of editorial commentary on the situation unfolding.
With all of this in mind, Adrian, it is no overstatement to say it may well be the world order is being restructured in real time before our eyes. A remarkable few days for Donald Trump.
Is it even possible, Paul, to ask where this goes from here?
Yeah, well, you can sure ask, but on the bigger picture level, Adrian, what's the end game? No one can say.
No one can say. No one can say. There's a lot of speculation. A lot of people are wondering, but holy cow, like what developments, hey? You know, like these people, this guy's a seasoned, he's been doing this beat for decades, right? Wow, things are heavy duty. Now, with regards to that, the resistance is everywhere. Here's a resist list. I got this off the Blue Sky. If you're on the Blue Sky, I'm going to leave this link, then you'll be able to see this as well. Where is that list? Well, we can't see it. You'll have to copy down the thing for that, but there is a lot of resistance out there. You might also be interested on this channel. I've been doing some read-alouds, and I've been reading An Action a Day Keeps Global Capitalism Away. It's a little bit dated, written in 2003, 2004, but there's a lot of really great ideas to get active in your own community, join the resistance, and do something, take some action, speak out, and try and make the world a better place. And we're going to get right into now The Nobodies Will Rise. This is Chris Lunford, aka Oliver Anthony, delivering some remarks.
And while FEMA was hoarding donated generators and denying people on their applications, It was the nobodies of the world that were driving ATVs and Jeeps with chainsaws up mountain roads rescuing people. There was 2 guys we met that hot-wired a bulldozer from a quarry to cut a navigable path through a washed-out road in 2 days that the state said would take months, allowing supplies to people who hadn't had contact with anyone in over a week. Volunteers were working 16 hours a day, taking supplies on everything from horses to helicopters. It was humanity there in front of my very eyes. And it was in that 7 days in North Carolina that changed everything for me. It was people saving people. Even with lack of leadership, failed protocols, and overwhelming inefficiency from the state, the nobodies took up the slack. And so I'm just here to remind you that we don't need our false idols. We should no longer rely on politicians who bow down to money to manage our city or our states. We need to find the real leaders everywhere and empower them. Western North Carolina was proof to me that there is an army of good people left in this world who want to do good things. We just have to give them places to gather and give them the ability to act.
Right? So what Chris is talking about, of course, is mutual aid, people coming together. Now, he's a Christian himself. I'm an anarchist. We both believe in the same thing. There's probably others out there that are neither Christian or an anarchist, but understand and certainly jump right in when help is needed. So it's mutual aid. We got to build those relationships and come together and count on each other, because when stuff goes really bad, it's your neighbors and your friends and your family that are the ones that are going to help you with that. So good for Oliver Anthony. You might remember him for having that smash viral hit, Rich Men North of Richmond, last year, I believe, 2024 came out. Wow, it was amazing. We should play that again sometime. Anyways, check out the links for his full speech and whatever this was, Alliance for Responsible Citizenship. I don't know anything about that. I didn't really check into it. But seeing Oliver Anthony, I like the cut of his jib, so I thought I'd check it out. And those words were certainly apropos for the time. Okay, activist agenda, February 20 to 25 in Edmonton. Michael Kalmanovich, former owner and founder of Earth's General Store here in Edmonton, and an amazing activist, vegan, environmentalist, peace activist, super great guy, excellent community member and builder. Now, the best thing about this list is it comes out on the email. So even after we ditch the social medias, keep your email. Get people's email list. Get on their list when they're putting together digests like this. You know, ways to plug in current events, things that are happening, ways to get your news. The email is still a very good, very reliable way to do that. Let's take a quick peek at this video of the week.
Daniel Smith should resign. Now, it's been very easy to be distracted by the existential threat to our country by the Trump regime, and to many countries actually, and of course this peculiar takeover of democracy by the richest man in the world.
That is very peculiar. It's very easy to get distracted by that. But as he mentions here in Alberta, we've also got our problems. Daniel Smith, whom he's talking about, and who we can see here in this giant pink slip for Daniel Smith banner, is the Premier of Alberta, and there is a scandal afoot with regards to the Alberta government and the health ministry, particularly. Basically, I think what it is corruption writ large, and we'll see how this shakes down if we get rid of Daniel Smith or not. She recently tried to align herself with the current American president, and that didn't really go that well. Anyways, there's the 21st, that's today, 3:30 p.m. Gaza is not for sale. Solidarity against police brutality, also today. On Saturday, there's a rally for to get the health minister to resign. More rallies against the Alberta government. We've got a Humans for Palestine, downtown Edmonton. This looks like some actions against oil and gas and coal. Public spaces. On and on and on it goes. Ooh, Economic Blackout Day, coming February 28th. Now this is something that's circulating as well all over the internet. Let's see what this says.
Because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew.
But if you watch the halftime show, apparently the the revolution is going to be televised. Gil Scott Heron, I believe, is that gentleman's name for that very famous song. Economic Blackout Day, February 28th. And the actions just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. CD Saturday, Parkland Institute, Human Rights Training, etc., etc. So visit the link, go to activistagenda.org, sign up for this email, get it in your box. There's a lot of interesting things in here. And there's a lot of stuff that isn't specific to Edmonton. There's a lot of online activism. And it also just gives you an opportunity to see what else is going on there in the world and how you might be able to formulate your own activist communications. Okay, so going on to The Guardian, this is something that came up just a couple days ago. I think it was Paul Beckwith. He shared this on one of his social medias, and I thought, well, that's pretty interesting. When I first saw it, I thought, okay, well, I'm guessing asbestos. So brake pad dust may be more toxic, and the move to electric vehicles may not be enough to enable pollution from cars to be eradicated. Researchers found that a higher concentration of copper in some commonly used brake pads was associated with increased harmful effects on sensitive cells from people's lungs. While past attention is mainly concentrated on exhaust emissions, particles are also released into the air from tire, road, and brake pad wear. Brake dust, the main contributor among them. So the gist of this is, we've always focused on the emissions coming out of the tailpipe, but not a lot of focus is going on the emissions coming from the broken down rubber of the tires or the wearing of the brake pads, etc. As it says at the top, the move to electric vehicles was not going to eliminate the pollution from our cars. So, this test. The results showed that of the 4 types of brake pads, non-asbestos organic pads were the most potent at inducing inflammation and other markers of toxicity, and were found to be more toxic to human lung cells than diesel exhaust particles. Ceramic pads were the second most toxic. So that was surprising. I thought for sure, we're going to be talking about asbestos brake pads. Maybe they're not putting asbestos in brake pads anymore. Regardless, something to keep an eye on. There's always more to the story, and I hope that little bit of information is something new. Now, The Guardian, I really like The Guardian because despite the fact that they're always trying to get me to sign up and give them my email and etc., I'm able to click past that and still access multiple articles a day. They're great, and they've got an excellent environmental department, climate change department, etc., etc. So this next piece, this is the piece that I guarantee is going to be new to you, new to me. Well, something here is guaranteed to be new to you, but this was new to me and old to the earth. Worm-like creature with dark secret wins New Zealand Bug of the Year award. Velvet worms have rows of pudgy legs, skin speckled like a galaxy, and dissolve their prey with sticky goo. I think that's their dark secret. Oh, look at that cute thing. So very, very cool. Uh-oh. See? Register. It's quick and easy. No, I'll do it later. Thank you. An ancient, gummy-looking worm-like creature with a vicious hunting method that involves projecting sticky goo from its head has been crowned New Zealand's Bug of the Year. The Latin is from the family of velvet worms, or, in the Maori language, the invertebrates have rows of pudgy legs and are considered living fossils, having remained virtually unchanged for 500 million years. Well, that's pretty cool. 500 million years, this living fossil of a thing. And there's a different bug. Anyways, bugs are cool. The Guardian is cool. And it's always nice to run into articles that are interesting, that are educational, that are along, the same vein of, still in reality, but not focused in on the doom and the gloom and the climate and the politics and everything else that's going on. So you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed that little reprieve from what else is new, because what we got here is blood in the machine, AI in its empire era. The gist of this is Vance did a speech recently talking about AI supremacy from the United States, basically. And a woman interviewed for this article talks about how Vance's speech posed a version of the alignment problem, and how Vance criticized China for weaponizing AI software to rewrite history, surveil users, and censor speech. So this is a part from his speech. I would also remind our international friends here today that partnering with such regimes never pays off in the long term. From CCTV to 5G, we're all familiar with cheap tech in the marketplace that's been heavily subsidized and exported by authoritarian regimes. But as I know, and I think some of us in this room have learned from experience, partnering with them means chaining your nation to an authoritarian master that seeks to infiltrate, dig in, and seize your information infrastructure. Now, if that sounds familiar, of course, at the very moment Vance was uttering those words, back in the United States, Elon Musk's Doge was, often in violation of the law, infiltrating, digging in, and seizing the information infrastructure of the United States government. And it gets just a little bit worse. Doge set loose automated AI programs on government IT systems, removing pronouns from email signatures, wiping words from government records like racial justice and transition that the administration found to be related to DEI or wokeness, quite literally censoring speech and rewriting history. So that's how it works, I guess. That's one of the ways. So, I mean, these things are kind of hand in hand. The AI empire, the emergence of that, and the jockeying for control of that, and the current authoritarian fascist regime in the United States. Hand in hand, Musk right at the top of that. Stay tuned to see where that goes. I don't think it's going to end well. From the Unpopulist, Trump's America is in free fall, not a slippery slope to tyranny. Did I not pick out anything from this? No. Well, they kind of echo what I was talking about. It will get worse. It will get worse. Anyways, check that out. I got the link. You might find something interesting in that because I did not pick out anything for you. All right, moving right along. We're going to now catch the remarks of Sandy Shellis after she read the entire executive order from February 18th that detailed just how democracy died. Reminds me of that song. Day the music died. Okay, anyways, here we go.
And I read this because most people won't, and they won't understand it. But the most important, quote, "It shall be the policy of the executive branch to ensure presidential supervision and control of the entire executive branch. Moreover, all executive departments and agencies, including so-called independent agencies, shall submit for review all proposed and final significant regulatory actions to the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs, OIRA, within the Executive Office of the President before publication in the Federal Register." What does this mean to us? I'm sorry, it's null and void. What it means to us is that we are now in a dictatorship. Nothing can be done in this country without the president or the attorney general. Nothing. This is a presidential action. This did not go through Congress. This did not go through the Senate. It is an executive order. But what it means is that democracy is dead.
I'm afraid that she is 100% correct. Please check that out. Follow the link. Make sure that you're subscribed to Environmental Coffee House. Excellent channel. As you can see, if we go to her videos, there is no shortage of excellent, excellent, excellent content. In fact, as a bonus,
now is the time to show that global cooperation is not down for the count. It is rising to the moment. So I urge you all, let us rise together. I thank you.
Are we not being clear? We're trying to tell you that the entire planet is about to be destroyed.
Okay. Well, it's, just something we do around here. We just keep the bad news light.
Right, it helps the medicine go down. And speaking of medicine, tomorrow we've got a
Well, maybe the destruction of the entire planet isn't supposed to be fun. Maybe it's supposed to be terrifying and unsettling.
Please don't do that.
And you should stay up all night, every night, crying. When we're all 100% for sure gonna fucking die!
I love Sandy's little videos. She put this together a few months ago. Check out her channel. She's got a lot of excellent commentary. She makes a lot of little videos like this. She brings on guests. She's collaborating with other YouTubers out there. She's really, really heavy on the science. There's a lot of excellent stuff there on climate change. Check her out. It will be well worth your time. Oh, I think we're in the same spot. There we go. So, regarding my friend over at the Climate Emergency Forum who sent me the stuff on Alex Carlin, Heidi, she looks forward to watching more of the program. So thank you, Heidi and Charles. Appreciate your support and your input, and very much appreciate all the work that you guys are doing at the Climate Emergency Forum. It is absolutely amazing, amazing stuff. Okay, let's take it out.
The reggae groove.
So thanks for watching the show today. Very much appreciate that. And February 21st, 2025. Check out some of the other content I have on my channel. I've got some playlists. I've got a podcast. My gosh, I can't remember what it's called. Confessions of a Gen Xtivist, True Crime Stories. That's my podcast. That kind of reinvigorated my channel last fall. It's a 10-part series where I tell stories from my personal life spanning 30 plus years in activism. Check that out. Check out all these links. And thanks. We'll see you next time.
And they stop ocean acidification, and this will be done from many African nations. Yeah, 'cause Africa will be the leader. Africa will be the leader. Africa will be the leader in the climate solution today. Restoration of the plankton is the key. First it's bringing back the fish, right? And then the greenhouse gases become...
I totally forgot to read the piece that I asked Heidi to share. Alex is an American musician who's been based in Moscow for over 10 years. He's also a climate journalist, foreign correspondent with the Center for Media and Democracy, which you can see on his Wikipedia page. I'm going to leave that link. He's been on a number of their programs, and here's a link as well that I'll leave from COP26 in Glasgow. So again, thanks for watching today, and we'll see you around, I hope. Cheers.